Good evening, everybody. If you're wondering why I look different again, mind your business. Anyways, I promise I'll try to make more sense instead of speaking like 5,000 words in like 2 seconds, because I actually have a script this time. If you watched my last design video, you would remember that I designed this lovely boy, Strauss. Please watch the video, I worked really hard on it. But in the end, I said I'd create him a little boyfriend. Here's that clip.
I was talking to my best friend Lee when I was designing this character, and we talked about giving him, or giving Strauss, a blackberry boyfriend. So honestly, look ahead for that, because that video is going to be coming at some point in the future.
Yeah, and it's been a few months since then, so now's finally the time. Let's give him a berry boyfriend. Since this is a design going off of Strauss, we need to know what vibes this little boy would have. So I went over onto Instagram and asked whether we should contrast Strauss's design or complement it, because making that choice will probably pick the entire design, if I'm being completely honest. And to my surprise, y'all seem to love the idea of this new boy contrasting Strauss. So here we go. First things first, as past Strauss doodles away trying to figure out how we can contrast our straw baby, I just wanted to apologize once again for the fact that I never fucking post. I've really been trying to figure out what I would like to do art-wise, but I feel like I still haven't figured it out. But once I do, I promise I'll post much more. And obviously I'll be able to post more once I'm not constantly busy. 2020 has really been the worst year for so many people, and it doesn't want to give up its weird antics anytime soon, so who knows. Sorry for the weird rambling, so let's get back to the design. So, after all that doodling, I think I managed to get a big idea of what I would like this boyfriend to look like. First and foremost, we have to pick a berry for this boy so he can have his character motif. And the berry I ended up picking was, drumroll please, a blackberry. It was the original berry I was gonna go with, and I think a blackberry as a concept can really contrast the strawberry, because, you know, black and pink, it really works together. And I gotta be honest, I watched Adventure Time Disneyland's the Obsidian episode while I was working on this, so I had bubbling on the brain, so there's a lot of bubbling influence in this. But now that we have a character idea and a motif, I wanted to look around for aesthetics. Since Strauss's design was heavily based on like around 70s and 80s silhouette, I kind of wanted the same with this boy. But with Blackberry, I was thinking something of like a greaser or like a punk kid, kind of like Danny Zuko from Grease or something. So I ended up perusing Pinterest for a while, and here's the mood board I came up with. As you can tell, there's a lot of 80s greaser and indie vibes which I really like. It's definitely the aesthetic that I really enjoy, and I think it really fits what I wanted this character to have. But now that we have all of that taken care of, we can finally get started on the final design. Let's get on with the first passes. Play the speed paint. Well, I went with the outfit I put on that doodle for the sketch on the left, which took forever because building non-androgynous body types take me about like 5 million years, but I slowly got there. I completely adored how I did his hair, so I kept it on both sides because why change something you already enjoy, right? There's no point in fixing something that's not even broken. I wanted there to be blocky, simple shapes rather than complex denim like there was in Strauss's design, but I knew I wanted this boy to be tatted, I just didn't know what. So for the second pass, instead of giving him a blackberry necklace like the strawberry one Strauss has, I gave him a tattoo of a blackberry, hoping people will like it. But there's only minor differences in the design because honestly, I think this design had been pretty linear, needless to say. Here are the first passes. Quite like the direction of where this design was going, so I went around, like usual, asking for opinions on passes and people to pick, and can I be a little honest? I was feeling really lazy and ended up just going with the first passes because everyone seemed to enjoy the second one, and the only change they wanted was how the pants folded into the boots, so I just did a little tinker, and boom, here's the final sketch. Now, for the fun part. I actually took a little bit of a break from this video to basically redo my sprites twice to what you see now, but like, I was really feeling art blocked, so I had to take some time off of designing just to vibe for a little bit. Tangent aside. For the first pass, I did the color scheme from the doodle I previously did. Black shirt, lighter purple gray pants, and whatnot. I made the accent color in this drawing purple, and I decided to play with some metal colors. I feel like I've never actually designed a character with different colored metal than gold or silver, which is kind of strange that I never thought about it, to be honest. I didn't want him to look too boring, so I gave him some purple freckles and some purple eyeshadow, so I thought it'd kind of suit him. Oh, and I also gave him purple nail polish because he's edgy. But for the second one, it has a similar vibe with most things, but I made the pants the darkest and the shirts and the boots slightly lighter to look more meshed together. But in the right side, I ended up making the metal green. His eyes are also green because I was thinking of the stem of the blackberry plant, and to be honest, I hated his pure black / purple monochromatic color scheme, so I wanted to add some extra colors into it. I also gave him some earrings and a jean chain, and his freckles are his skin tone rather than purple, which I ended up adding to the left side as well. Anyways, here are the first color passes. I quite liked where this design was going. The greaser aesthetic, but with a little bit of makeup and fun times, is great and all. But criticism is always important. So I went around, like last time, asking people to pick one and something they would either add or remove. But without any further ado, let's play the speed paint. So people preferred the one on the right. To be honest, I wasn't that surprised. I kind of preferred it too. But in the changes I made, there were a few I ended up putting in both. One of which was making the piercings more visible because I realized you kind of can't tell that he even has piercings in the original. Also, a really cool friend named Beth, their ads are in the description if you want to check them out because they're really cool, had this really cool idea of adding some skin discoloration in him because blackberries and that sort of berry can really stain your skin, and I meant to add it to the original, but I completely forgot. So I ended up adding the discoloration in this design. But other than that, I just added these hand braces, made one black and the other purple because I really wanted to like add more bright purples into this, but I couldn't figure out how. I then gave him this graphic-esque thing that says stop because I felt like his shirt felt too blank, and why not just be edgy, right? And also I changed the boot color to green because some people wanted that as well. But drumroll please, people picked the left side. Kind of a majority picked the left side, which I was not too surprised by, seeing as I kind of like that too, but quite a handful picked the right as well, which kind of made me happy because I guess I did an okay job at it. But dear viewer, we are not done yet because we still have to name him and do his character turnaround. For those who are new to character design or may not just know, a character turnaround is basically like a reference sheet, showing a front view of the character, a back view, and then a side view. So you have something to go off of when you draw that character again. But explanation aside, play with speed paint. Honestly, there's nothing new about turnarounds I can really say. So while this speed paint plays, I wanted to talk about what name to give this boy. Now, with Strauss, didn't really end up going with a name that meant something with strawberries. I just liked the name, and it started with an STRA. Like strawberry. Now when I was talking to Beth before, they actually reminded me that blackberries were also called brambles, which is such a cute word that I knew I wanted to go off with something similar. Originally I thought like Brad or Brendan, which are okay names. Sorry to any Brads or Brendans out there. But those names in my head sound too much like a fuckboy to fit our punker greaser boy. And that's when it clicked in my head with the name Bram. It is literally the first 4 letters in Brambles, but it's also a name, I think. The only character I can think of whose name is Bram is Bram from Love, Simon, which works because it's gay, like these characters. Get it? It's perfect. And it's not like I care about whether a name is real or not anyways. Strauss is literally a last name that I used as a first name. Logic is out the window anyways. But we have finally designed our blackberry boyfriend Bram. Having finally designed Bram feels so good. The duo of Strauss and Bram finally made, and my dream of having vintagey characters were also boyfriends. I feel like I constantly draw romance, but I never really draw MLM content, which makes me sad, but not now. If you wanna follow future adventures of Bram and Strauss, while I try to figure out what I wanna do with them, because honestly I wanna do something with them, but I don't know what yet, you can follow my socials, which are on the screen right now. I post a lot on these social media, so if you're ever wondering where I am in the many breaks I take from YouTube videos, checking any one of these accounts will probably show you what I'm up to. Also, my laptop is completely busted, so because of that, I'm starting a Ko-Fi. If you can spare like $5, and if you want to support my content, please consider buying me a coffee. It really supports me greatly. And if you tag your ad with which social media, I can also do a little sketch request for your support. And I would really appreciate it because I really need that money. Anyways, that's enough for me today. Thank you for giving me your time, and I hope you enjoy your stay here. But I will be going. Good night, everybody.